As we look back on what Helene was in the year that has passed, we can't go too far without stopping on the heroic actions of first responders. Even David Jackson from the Chamber of Commerce saying he remembers when Helene hit, so many first responders didn't wait with their families to learn what devastation they had seen and had to deal with. They rushed out and went out to help folks wherever they could. In Watauga County specifically, fire crews, they found themselves helping in a way like never before. WCNC Charlotte's Jesse Pierre sat down with the Cove Creek Fire Chief to look back on the storm that changed everything.
For many, Hurricane Helene was in a league of its own.
It was worse than we anticipated, but we knew it was going to be bad.
Cove Creek Fire Chief Steve Marks says he saw the warning signs on the weather models and called his crew in early. Preparation, he says, was their first line of defense against the storm.
To make sure that we have the infrastructure and the equipment that we need.
He says preparedness also starts at home.
If our volunteers aren't prepared at home, they're not going to be able to respond. Or if they're here, they're not going to be comfortable about their loved ones being alone at home.
When the storm arrived, he watched Highway 321 vanish underwater.
Instead of seeing cars drive down the road, we saw debris. We saw outbuildings.
For days, the fire station was without power after it was hit by a landslide.
When the hill slid down, it took our propane tank with it, which disconnected the gas line to the generator, which caused the generator to stop. Boom, no electricity.
When the signal went dark, they figured out other ways to get power.
One of our fire trucks has got an onboard generator, so we were using it to recharge radios, to recharge the flashlights.
Firefighters manually pushed bay doors open, relied on maps and small rescue vehicles to navigate through the community.
That small little UTV got us into spaces that these big trucks would not go. And it carries some rescue equipment.
For days, the community was cut off.
The problem was for the next, say, 72 hours, if people needed help, they couldn't call. They had no cell service. And so we quickly moved into, let's evaluate where we think the greatest damage is, send our UTV, send our pickup truck out, and make sure these folks are okay.
The chief says the biggest lesson is simple. Be prepared and lean on each other.
Perhaps the greatest success story that came out of this was that community involvement, that in the face of this, tragedy, this huge crisis, neighbor helping neighbor.
Because when disasters strike, it's the community that keeps you going. Jesse Pierre, WCNC Charlotte.
Yeah, the big question is where would we be without some of these first responders, these firefighters, these police personnel that really, they were the first line of defense for these communities and really the first line of rescue for the foreseeable future. So many places were cut off from communication, and these folks were truly a lifeline out here, Nick. So we'll continue to bring these type of stories to folks throughout the entire week here from Boone and across Western North Carolina as a whole.
Yeah, Colin, as you heard, the greatest success story is community involvement. So great to see that. Colin, thank you. We'll get back out to you a little later. And we will be bringing you live coverage all week from Western North Carolina. Over the coming days, you'll see stories of survivors, a check in on the progress being made and what still needs to be done. You can watch throughout the week right here on WCNC Charlotte and over on WCNC Plus. Download your favorite streaming device, download on your favorite streaming device and start watching for free right now.